Monday, right? Executive coach Alexia Zigoris is with us once again, and today we're talking about paying attention to things that have heart and meaning. And for people who weren't with us 2 weeks ago, when we started on this topic, it's something that you learned in your leadership training called the fourfold way.
Yes.
What is that, Alexia?
The fourfold way is really an approach to leadership. So Angeles Arian, who was a professor at University of California, Berkeley, taught this over and over again to her leadership students in the business school. Really, leadership is not just about moving forward, but it's about connecting with people in order to maximize your teams and to really build community around your efforts.
So today we're looking at the second fold of the fourfold way, which is pay attention to what has heart and meaning.
Right.
What is meant by that?
What's meant by that is really, if you think about, have you ever been at a party and you learn something new about somebody, maybe one of your coworkers, and you're like, I never knew that about you.
Right.
It's really about knowing a person, understanding what motivates them, understanding their struggles and fears. So you get beyond the surface problems, surface challenges, and you discover. It's a method of discovery.
Yeah.
And when done with the right intention, it can be very powerful. It brings people together.
Well, the thing I like about this is some of the tips that you're about to give us can be used in any relationship you have, whether it's husband and wife or girlfriends or coworkers or mom and kid.
Yes,
yeah.
Especially with your children,
right,
who come home from school full of all these things and you don't understand
right.
what's going on really behind the scenes.
So the first tip is to ask open-ended questions.
Open-ended questions. We all know that if we want to get things done quickly, we're like, hey, can you do this, blah, 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 da, da, da. No, if you pause for just a moment and say, what's going on? How can I help you? What are some areas? Just get curious about a person and say, what is it that is, or ask exploratory questions after they give an answer rather than cutting the conversation.
And then when the person is talking, look for cues.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, I mean, if somebody's having a difficult time, you can tell because their voice starts to tighten, their eyes maybe well up a little bit. Or they just get nervous and fidgety, and you can tell that something else is going on. So if you're really paying attention and looking for signs and cues, then you will see them. So
that really leads to the next one, which is playback the headline. You're going to feed them a headline of how they're feeling, what they're talking about?
Yeah, you're just going to ask for clarity. If you think of the Sunday comic strips and the little bubbles over the tops of that, if you keep the bubble over the top of the head of the other person and you're asking for clarifying answers and really wanting to understand, and if you play back, it's like, oh, what I heard you say, everyone knows that technique, but if you can repeat back what you thought you heard, then oftentimes you'll find out that you were wrong.
Oh,
you're wrong.
You didn't hear what you thought.
You didn't.
Okay.
So clarity is really important.
And this one I think is really important too. You don't have to solve the other person's problem for them, right?
No. What you end up doing is partnering with that person and discovering what the end result or what you want to accomplish together. And then you bring in resources outside of yourself most of the time. We can't all be everything to everybody.
Right. You have some more information about this on your blog.
Yeah, so I write a blog, and there are lots of great tips and articles and ways to contact me if you have more
So
questions.
The blog site is?
AlexiaZigoris.com.
There you go.
Yeah.
More resources there. Alexia, thank you.
Thanks.
I like that conversation today.